Second. Hi. Hello. It's the 2nd of November 2025. Where the fuck has this year gone? This was on my mind the other day. I was thinking back to, for some reason, about things, hospitality courses and bartending courses, and how in yesteryear, I think they're still doing it now. In yesteryear, you could do I did a few of them myself, a 12-week hospitality course, and you learn the etiquettes and the ins and outs of the hospitality industry. Hospitality industry, what a bullshit term. You learn how to make sandwiches, you learn how to mix cocktails, you learn how to pour a beer. I've done a couple of these. I did one of these courses in the 90s, the bartending course. You get your RSA, and I know it takes one day to get your RSA, if that's all you need. And there's 4-week bartending courses. Never paid to do these courses, never ever fucking pay money to do these courses. Also, I did this course at Canterbury Helston Park RSL maybe 20 years ago. It was a bartending course. I was gullible at the time. I thought I needed it. Which you can do a 12-week hospitality course, or just get a fucking job as a bartender, or get a job in an RSL police club somewhere. You don't need to spend 12 weeks doing a fucking hospitality course. Where every day you get these people who are experienced in the industry, or a person who's taken the course who is experienced in the industry, and 12 fucking weeks you're going to be learning all these cocktails. Now, when you're behind the bar in a club or a bar or a pub in Sydney, you are never going to be making all these fancy cocktails, and people will ask for a Long Island iced tea occasionally. They'll ask for a Bloody Mary occasionally. Most people are drinking spirits. You're not going to be asked to make a fancy cocktail. You're far better off getting a job as a bartender, or if you get a job in an RSL club or an elite club. At some point, if you're not a bartender, but if you're in the canteen area, in the food area, you'll be making sandwiches. You don't need to do a 12-week hospitality course to learn to make fucking sandwiches. The only thing that you can get out of doing the hospitality course is that you'll meet people. If you're a lonely person and you can meet people, you don't need to do a hospitality course. Just get a job as a bartender. Now, the industry is a bit biased. It's very easy for a woman to get a job as a bartender. It's more difficult for a guy. Any woman can turn up to a bar in Sydney and get a job on the spot. Now, if you're a guy wanting a job as a bartender, they're going to say, what experience do you have? And if you tell them you can't pour a beer, they're going to say, see you later, mate. If you're a girl, this is true. I've seen it happen. I've heard about it happening. In yesteryear, in the 90s, I went to every pub in Sydney asking for a job as a bartender because I was told it's the easiest job to get. And they'd look me up and down, and they'd say, check out that pile of resumes. And I'd talk to I'd cross paths with some women, I'd talk to some women, and they'd say, a woman can walk into a bar and say, do you have a job? The bartender will say, yes, you can start right now. A guy does the same thing. Can I have a job? Oh, mate, we're pretty busy at the moment. a woman can get a job as a bartender on the spot, and she can say, I can't pour a beer. And the head manager will say, it's okay, I can say it'll take me 2 minutes to show you how to pour a beer. The guy says he can't pour a beer, oh, mate, go, we have to go away and learn how to pour one. It's a very biased industry. Also, the hospitality, the bullshit, it is a bullshit hospitality course. All you do is you spend 12 weeks listening to the person who's taking the course, telling you about all the experience it's been through in the industry. You learn all these cocktails, and you only need to know a couple of cocktails. And you spend half the time learning how to pour a beer. It takes 5 minutes to learn how to pour a beer. 1 minute, you should have your beer pouring skills down packed on your second pour. Have I ever been behind the bar technically I have, yes, as work experience in the early 90s. I didn't do very well, just for different reasons. And I was distracted by other things, but it's very... A woman can walk into a job like that for a bar. For guys, it's a bit more difficult. The head bartender says, how much experience do you have, mate? Whereas a woman will say, yep, come on, you can start today. In fact, actually, my friend Peter was a bartender at one point, and at some point he was getting a shitty shift. I said, oh, what happened? I said, oh, you're doing this shift. He said, I'm getting less shifts now, Mike was there. And the reason, he said, my boss is employing a lot of female bartending staff and they're getting all the shifts. And he said, yeah, he said, I sort of argued with him about it, but he said, well, mate, that's it, that's how it is. And so my friend ended up doing weird midnight shifts, and he said, all these younger girls are coming in now, and my boss is hiring all these younger girls, hires them on the spot. I can't pour a beer. It's okay, I'll show you. But you want a 12-week hospitality course? Just far better off just getting into a job in a pub or hotel. You'll be spending most of your time pouring beers, or making bourbon and cokes, or JDs and cokes, or vodka and orange. The most elaborate cocktail you'll be making is a Bloody Mary, or a Long Island iced tea, or a quick fuck, which I think is a shot, and a what is it? There's something screwdriver. They will get you to know 15 cocktails in the course, which will, unless you're working on a tropical island or a cruise ship, you don't need to know 15 cocktails. And you should never pay for these courses. The RSA takes 1 day to get. You don't need to spend 12 weeks listening to some guy relate all his years of experiences, all his experiences to you. Go out and get your own experiences. You get a job it takes heart. You don't need to learn how to cut a sandwich. You don't need to learn how to put a sandwich together. It's very easy to do. Pouring a beer is very easy. Why am I relating this? Because I've done these courses and they're BS, they're bullshit. I think I did the course out of frustration and just boredom. The last bartending course I did, I finished it, couldn't get a job as a bartender. Even though I'm devilishly handsome, movie star, I'm a movie star, which I am actually. But that's another thing. All my short films and my feature, I digress a great deal. What it is you're not going to be doing, and during the 12-week, it sounds like a long time, doesn't it? It is a long bloody time. Even the 6-week one is a long bloody time. You just go through etiquettes of the kitchen and that, and then you do unpaid work experience. Um, you can pouring Guinness is a bit trickier, but not very difficult. You just pour it halfway, let it settle, and pour it the rest of the way. Lean to a beer, pour a beer. Geez, get a long neck from local BWS, right? If you want to learn to pour a beer. The glass on the angle, pour it in, even it up, there you've done your pour. You just save yourself 6 weeks of a bullshit hospitality course. You don't need to do them. And at the end of it, you organising your work experience. Oh, it sounds tedious, doesn't it? It is. Go out there, get yourself a job in a pub or in a company. That's it. Take you 2 minutes to learn how to pour a beer. And yeah, I'm telling you that unless you're working on some exotic private island, which you may want to do, unless you're working on some exotic private island, a cruise ship, or some high-end cocktail lounge, you're never going to be pouring cocktails. You're just going to be pouring beers all night. That's it. You don't need a hospitality course. And just need your RSA. RSA takes 1 day to get. Don't know how much it is these days. Is this my field? Well, no, but I know a certain amount about it. And I was just remembering it the other day when I was thinking back to the things that I've done and thinking back to hospitality and just thinking about yesteryear. Yeah. Okay.